Harvard researchers studying over 12,000 people discovered that 90% of adults carry severe life regrets, according to research published in the Frontiers of Psychology. And I'm about to share with you 10 truths that most people do not learn in their 30s or 40s or even in retirement. But then it's too late. These regrets tend to peak around the exact same categories every single time: career, relationships, health, and money. And if you're in your 20s right now, or if you know someone who is, this might be the most important episode that you hear this year, because the person you're becoming right now is being shaped by invisible beliefs and limiting beliefs you have probably never even examined. The beliefs you didn't choose, and those inherited beliefs are about to cost you years of your life.
Your Success DNA podcast. Your success is in your DNA.
What is up? What is up? What the hell is up, my fellow success seekers? Welcome back to another episode of Your Success DNA. You know why you're here. I know why you're here. Today, we're talking about the 10 harsh truths that will save your 20s. And really, this is all about the regrets that 90% of the people carry and how you can avoid them. So there's 3 things we're going to make sure you walk away with today. First, we're going to be diving into the compound effect that makes your 20s the most critical decade for wealth building and life building, for that matter, and why 53% of Gen Z isn't even participating in the game that will determine their future and the outcome. Second, we're going to be revealing the invisible programming that's making you chase goals that are not even your goals, and the one question that will shatter the illusion and show you what you actually want versus what you're told that you should want. And third, we're going to be exposing the performance trap that's keeping you lonely even when you're surrounded by a room full of people, and why the thing you think will get you rejected is actually the key to some genuine connections. Okay, here's something that's probably going to stay with you for the rest of the day. So go ahead and lean in here. Give me a little bit more of your attention. Every single thing you are currently stressed out about, the career you're trying to build, that relationship you're trying to freaking figure out, the money you're trying to make, it's all being shaped by invisible beliefs and limiting beliefs that you never even chose. Beliefs that you've absorbed from your parents, from culture, from your social media feed, just from everywhere. And those inherited beliefs are costing you years, not months, years. Let me tell you about 2 people I know. Both of them, 34 years old. Both started their careers at the same time, same company, same salary, same opportunity, same everything. Person A spent their 20s following the quote-unquote right path. They climbed the ladder, they got the promotions, they bought the house. They ticked every single one of those success boxes, you might say. Today, they make 6 figures and they feel completely empty. They lie awake at night wondering, this is it? Yeah, they've built someone else's definition of success and they called it their own. Now let's look over at person B. They spent their 20s questioning everything. They left that quote-unquote safe job at 26 to start a business that failed. Then another one that barely broke even. They lived in a studio apartment while their friends were out there buying houses. But they were building something aligned with who they actually were. Their ikigai, which is their true purpose. Today, they run a company they love, they work from anywhere they want to, and they wake up every single morning excited about their life. The difference here, it wasn't talent, it wasn't luck, and it certainly wasn't connections. The difference was that person B learned the 10 truths early enough to act on them. The 10 truths we're going to talk about here. Person A, well, person A is still learning them now, and they're paying that compound cost of waiting to learn them. Okay, so let me walk you through the 10 truths that separate those who thrive in their 20s from those who are just out there trying to survive them. Truth number 1, your 20s matter more for wealth building and future building than any other decade. And it's not even close. And here's some math that will actually change your life. Put $10,000 into a 401k or a Roth IRA in your 20s with a 6% return, and that one single deposit grows over $57,000 in 30 years. Even if you don't add another penny, time will do all the work. But here's the problem. Only 47% of the Gen Z out there have a retirement plan compared to 75% of the millennials. That's a big gap. 55% of young adults don't have enough money to get through an emergency. They don't have enough emergency savings to cover 3 months of expenses. The compound effect here works for you, and guess what? Yeah, it works against you. Here's the thing, it never stops working in either direction. Truth number 2, you don't actually know what you want. You know what you're told you want. Most of you know what you're chasing. And most of you, what you're chasing right now are things like the job title, the relationship milestone, the lifestyle. And they're all things you probably did not choose. You absorbed it. Here's the question that breaks that illusion. If no one ever knew, if there were no Instagram, there were no family dinners, there were no freaking friends out there to impress, would you still want this, whatever this is, that thing you're chasing? And if the answer is no, you don't want that thing, you want the reaction of getting that thing. And proof, my friends, is not purpose. Truth number 3, the person you're pretending to be is costing you everything about the person you actually are could have. Let that sink in for a second. You've constructed a quote-unquote approved version of yourself that you present to the world, right? To those family dinners, to your parents when you go visit them, to the Instagram and Facebook posts.
Your Success DNA podcast. Your success is in your DNA.
The armor worked. It kept you safe. It's getting you accepted. But the armor doesn't just keep the bad things out. It keeps everything out. I mean, everything. That means things like connection, recognition, and opportunities that could reach the real you. Think about that. Truth number 4, discipline is not forcing you to do hard things. It's disappointing the wrong things. Yeah, every day you have a finite amount of energy and a finite amount of willpower. I don't care what anyone tells you. The person who spends their morning resisting the snooze button, deciding what to wear, answering non-urgent emails, and scrolling notifications endlessly arrives at their most important work with an empty tank. You don't have a discipline problem. You have an allocation problem. And I've talked about this in a couple episodes previous. Go back and check them out. This is what James Clear calls the aggression of margin calls in Atomic Habits. It's small decisions that compound into massive results. Truth number 5, the people you spend time with aren't influencing you. No. They are programming you. According to research of Nicholas Christakis and James Fowler, published in the New England Journal of Medicine back in 2007, if a close friend becomes obese, your likelihood to become obese goes up by 57%. It's not because they're out there convincing you to eat more, no, but because their behavior unconsciously recalibrates your sense of normal. Your environment isn't backdrop, it's really an operating system. Truth number 6, being busy is about the laziest thing that you can do. Anyone can fill up a schedule. We've seen lots of people do it. You, maybe, me, I know I have. Being busy requires no thought, no strategy, and absolutely no courage. Yeah, you just say yes to whatever shows up and you go and you do it. Being effective, on the other hand, that starts to actually move the needle. And it requires you to think, requires you to choose, and it's going to require you to disappoint a few people, even the ones you may love dearly. Busyness is a hiding place from the things that you, my friend, are avoiding. Truth number 7, you will not be rewarded for your suffering. I'm sorry. I don't care how biblical it might be. You're not being crucified on the cross and you're not that guy. Somewhere in your programming is the belief that if you endure enough, if you sacrifice enough, the universe will notice and will reward you. This belief, my friend, is ruining your life. Some suffering is avoidable. I get it. Loss, grief, the genuine pain of just being alive. That's a part of adulting. Get over it. But the suffering you manufacture by staying in things that just are not working, that is optional. Truth number 8, your 20s are not a rehearsal. They are a live performance. And your audience is your 30s. I have time is not a fact that you should be operating from. It's a sedative that you are taking. Your 30s are not a new chapter. They are the consequences of your 20s. The compounding curve is nearly invisible in your 20s. But by the time you reach 35, it's very noticeable. At 45, it becomes a bit of a canyon. This is the power of delayed gratification that researchers like Walter Mischel demonstrated in the now famous marshmallow experiment. Truth number 9, the relationship you have with yourself is the blueprint for every relationship you will ever have. If you don't trust yourself, you're going to attract people who reinforce that distrust. Your tolerance for mistreatment is calibrated to your own self-worth. You'll accept from others what you believe you deserve to yourself. And what you believe you deserve was set long before any relationship you currently have began. This is where developing a growth mindset, as Carol Dweck research shows, becomes crucial for breaking those patterns. And truth number 10, this is not the best for last, but this is definitely one worth listening to. You will not figure out your life. No, I'm sorry to tell you, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. You will, however, build it. You're trying to figure out your life like it's some sort of puzzle and all the pieces exist somewhere. That's not how it works. The self isn't discovered through thinking. It's discovered through doing and then thinking. You don't need a plan. You need to practice. Okay? And if these truths are hitting you maybe like a truck right now, you're not alone. This is exactly why I created the Unleash Your Success DNA newsletter. It's for my aspiring folks out there, my success seekers, aspiring entrepreneurs, 9-to-5 escapees. Folks like you, they're listening all the way this far, who are tired of living someone else's definition of success. Each issue delivers mindset shifts and habit upgrades, all with that little dose of rebellion to help you break free from the convention and build a life aligned with your version of success. No fluff, no generic advice, just truth-telling guidance that you need to stop wasting your 20s and start building your freedom. Go ahead and sign up now at yoursuccessdna.com because your future self is counting on the decisions that you're going to make today. So here's why I think this matters beyond just personal development, self-improvement, and self-help. We're living through the greatest transfer of opportunity in human history. The old rules, go to college, get a job, climb the ladder, retire at 65. They're busted. They're broken. They're gone. Just throw them right out the window. The new economy rewards those who think a little differently, act a little more boldly, and build their own path. But most people that are in their 20s right now are still playing by the old rules while the game has completely changed under their feet. They're optimizing for a security in a world that rewards agility and ability. They're seeking approval in a world that rewards authenticity. They're following blueprints in a world that rewards innovation. The bigger paradigm is your 20s are when you either learn to think for yourself or learn to spend the rest of your life thinking like everyone else. And there are devices in our hands nowadays that are helping you with the latter far more than the former. The choice you make determines not just your success, but ultimately, I think, your freedom. So here's your whispered wisdom for this week. The most dangerous lie your brain will tell you in your 20s is you have time. Time is not a renewable force, my friends. It is the only currency that really matters. So here's your action step for this week. Tonight, before you go to bed, write down 3 things you're currently doing that you know are not serving your future self. 3 things maybe you're tolerating, 3 things you're avoiding, or 3 things that you're postponing. Then, tomorrow, disappoint one of those 3 things. Say no, walk away, or stop. The goal here is to stop participating in your own diminishment. Your 20s are going to end whether you use them or whether you waste them. The only question is, will you look back with pride or will you look back with regret? Listen, every single person who's built something meaningful had to face each of these truths at some point in their life. The only difference between those who thrive and those who survive is when they face them. Period, end of story, hard stop, mic drop. You can face them now in your 20s when you still have time to course correct, or you could face them later, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, when the compounding cost of waiting has already been paid. The choice is yours, but choose consciously, choose wisely, because not choosing, well, as we all know, it's really still a choice. It's just choosing to let life happen to you instead of creating the life that you actually want, the one that you dream and desire, and I think you deserve. Your future self is watching. Make them proud. And with that, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Think successfully and take action.
Thanks for listening to Your Success DNA podcast. Whether you're starting out or you're a seasoned entrepreneur, we have the tools and inspiration that you need to take your life to the next level. So stay tuned for more game-changing advice in our upcoming episodes. And hey, before you go, a quick reminder to check out our past episodes of Your Success DNA for more inspiring stories and practical advice. And if you've loved what you heard, leave us a review and share this podcast with your friends and colleagues. Let's all level up our lives together, shall we? Remember, your success is in your DNA.